Hello, guys. My name's Weston Priest. I'm with Chapelwood Financial Services. I am a financial advisor and wealth planner. I have also started, grown, and sold two different businesses. So I feel like I can speak on this topic pretty well. This is going to be a business exit strategy class. We are going to discuss exiting your business on your own terms. Most people, most business owners, think of their business as a retirement plan. And while that can be a very good strategy, a lot of business owners are caught up in their business and don't understand. They're very good at the business that they do. A lot of business owners own a plumbing company. You are extremely good at running that plumbing company, growing that plumbing company, but what truly makes that company sellable to someone else who's buying it, maybe an outside buyer? And a lot of business owners don't understand that. If you walked away, if you stepped out of your business right now, would it survive without you for an extended period? The longer that period is, the more attractive it is to an outside buyer. And that's just kind of, we're going to touch base on a little bit of that stuff today. Well, a lot of that stuff, but also delve into the different things that you need to do leading up to the business sale, and then looking for a buyer to sell the business, and then after you find a buyer, the few steps that you'll need to do after, which actually takes the longest, probably creates the most headache. At least for me, it did. So let's get into these slides. And sorry that it's kind of formatted a little bit weird. It's just kind of how I had to do it on my computer. But let's get into these slides. So, introduction to business exit strategies, like I said. The importance of proactive exit planning. So, why start planning your exit today? Most business owners delay the planning until it's too late. A clear exit strategy protects business value and the legacy. Planning early provides flexibility in choosing the right path, sale, succession, merger, etc. That kind of stuff doesn't just creep up on you all at once. That doesn't really make sense. Creep up on you and then hit you all at once. And, finally increases the chance of meeting personal, financial, and lifestyle goals. So the sooner you start planning and implementing steps in your business that make your business more attractive to outside buyers, it increases, excuse me, the sellability and the price at which you can sell your company. So your personal, financial, and lifestyle goals theoretically will go up. Exit planning isn't about leaving tomorrow. It's about preparing today so you have options later. Without a plan, business owners often leave money on the table or face rushed decisions in stressful times. So, common misconceptions about business exits. So what many business owners get wrong. So they think, one, I don't need to plan until I'm ready to retire. My kids will just take over the business. The business will sell itself when its time comes for me to retire. And exit planning only applies if I'm selling the business, not transferring it to my heirs, children, grandchildren, brother, sister, etc. But the reality is, unexpected events, health, market shifts, etc., can force an exit at any time. One of the biggest mistakes is assuming an exit will work itself out, which it rarely does. Many owners believe that they will have more time. Life rarely goes according to plan. It's a fact. Exit planning ensures you're prepared no matter what happens. The benefits of a well-executed exit strategy. What a strong strategy delivers. A strong strategy maximizes business valuation and sale price, ensures smooth transitions for employees and customers. If you have a subscription base or some sort of customer or clientele that you interact with often, that's reoccurring, it ensures a smooth transition for those customers. And to an extent, your one-off customers, but mostly your reoccurring customers or clientele, and your clientele that may be coming from referrals. So if someone or multiple someones are referring a lot of people to your business, obviously you don't want that to stop, or it's going to decrease the revenue in your business and make it less attractive to an outside buyer. So you need these things in place to ensure smooth transitions for your employees and your customers. And you also don't want to just leave your employees high and dry. You kind of want them to stay in the business and keep working. One, because it makes your business more attractive, but two, I feel like most business owners care about their employees, especially successful ones, and you want to make sure that they are treated right in the transition period. If you sell your business, but the outside buyer comes in and fires all your employees, from an ethical standpoint, that would really affect me. So if you, in your exit strategy, if you somehow get some wording in there or set it up somehow that your employees get a little bit of reward or some sort of benefit in the sale, I feel like that would go a long way for them and ensure kind of a smooth transition on their end. Benefits of a well-executed strategy: reduces stress during the exit process, aligns business outcomes with personal financial goals, protects your legacy and relationships. The relationship thing kind of goes back to treating your employees right, rewarding them for working so hard within your business and continuing to work maybe after you step away. A successful exit isn't just about money. It's about leaving on your terms. A solid strategy creates financial security, continuity for your employees and clients, and peace of mind for you. Understanding different exit options. So we have selling to a third party, strategic buyer, financial buyer, selling to employees, which this could be really attractive if you have a lot of employees or something of that manner, ESOPs or management buyouts, family succession. You have children, your grandchildren, someone else in the family that's looking to maybe take over that business. How are you going to get compensated for that? Are you just going to gift that to them and expect a payout over many years? Are they going to pay you a lump sum? Are you going to stick around? How is that going to work? And you need to have those terms and understand that exit option. And then for large companies, you have your IPOs, which is initial public offering. You're going public. The general public is going to buy shares of your company, and you will be listed on a stock exchange. That exit is for very large companies, most of the time not even a thought for your smaller cap companies. But still worth touching on. So, selling to a third party. You have strategic buyer or a financial buyer. Strategic buyers are competitors, suppliers, or businesses seeking growth through synergies. So, they're looking to grow. They don't necessarily want to put all of the effort into organic growth if they can just buy another business, which automatically allows them to be in that many more households, accounts, clients, whatever that may be. To use my situation kind of as an example, I have my clientele, my assets under management, and I could continue to acquire assets over the years organically, which I will do, but I am also always looking to potentially buy another advisor's book of business. And what that allows you to do is potentially double, triple my clientele basically overnight, which is very attractive to me. It's kind of an example that you can use on that one. Financial buyer, you have a lot of private equity firms these days, investors focused on their return on investment, cash flow. They're going to buy it strictly to make money. Well, I guess everyone's going to buy it to make money, but they're looking to turn a quick profit or manage the cash flows over time. Those are the main things they're going to be looking at. A lot of private equity firms, they're probably either going to do one of two things. They're either going to require you, the owner, they're going to structure some kind of deal where you're going to stick around for 5 years or so, depending on the terms, and help grow that company. And they'll probably have some sort of KPIs, goals that you'll be required to hit in order to receive your bonuses or whatever. They could do that. Or they could also come in. Sometimes private equity firms will buy a company, come in, get rid of all the management, put in their own management, try to grow that company, and then turn around and sell it for a profit. A lot of private equity firms do that kind of stuff. Anyway, the benefits. Benefits often, you get your highest valuation potential, most of the time immediate liquidity. Your challenges, it's the due diligence process. They're going to delve deep within your company and look at everything. They're going to make sure that this is a smart buy, smart strategy for them to acquire your company. Your challenges is a cultural fit. You may have a specific culture or brand for your company, and most of the time, outside buyers not gonna fit into that. And then a potential loss of legacy. If you have a well-known brand in the community, I guess if an outside buyer comes in and kind of taints that, so to speak, within the community, people won't remember your company as much as They won't look at it with as high as of a regard if you were still there. Third-party sales can be the most lucrative. You might get the most money out of it, especially with strategic buyers who see synergies, but it's also the most complex. It's requiring extensive preparation and negotiation. ESOPs. So you're selling to employees, ESOPs or a management buyout. So the ESOP, Employee Stock Ownership Plan, is a gradual transfer of ownership to employees. Number 2, the management buyout. Leadership team purchases the company and they manage it from there. The benefits is preserves culture and legacy, and it's a smoother transition. Challenges: financing required, may deliver lower valuation than an external sale. Employee focus exits reward loyalty and preserve your business culture. While they may not yield the same upfront payout as selling to an outside buyer, they can create a smoother, value-aligned transition. Family succession keeps the business within the family, most likely continues the legacy. Your family is going to want to uphold that same brand, the same image within the company that you probably held. If you have a successful business, most people probably view you positively within the community or wherever you're doing business. So they can continue that legacy, expand upon it, hopefully grow the company. Can be structured as a sale or gift, depending on tax and financial planning. The benefits is strong personal continuity, family pride, continuous legacy. The challenges are lack of interest. Nobody wants to buy it within your family. Nobody wants to take it over. This may not be a good example, but you see a lot of this with farmers. Less and less people are going into farming. And you have these farmers that are aging out, not wanting to continue to do all this work, and none of their children want to take that over, or none of their family. So I don't know if that's a great example, but it is a business. Farming is a business, and not a lot of family is taking over those farms. Family succession is often seen as the natural choice, but it only works if the next generation has both the ability and the desire to lead. Planning and open communication are critical. So, IPOs. Shares are sold to the public through a stock exchange. Most of the time you're going to work with some kind of big bank investment company. They're going to take your shares, market them to the public, sell them off that way, and you will get your percentage of the company paid out to you. Or you will get an allocation of shares, and then depending on the terms, when you can sell and how much you can sell, you will be able to sell them at a certain stock price, whatever that price may be at that time. The benefits are large capital infusion, prestige, growth potential. If you sell your shares in the open market, like on the New York Stock Exchange, and it's a very attractive company, your growth potential in that company, or the amount that you could get paid, could go up very attractively. Challenges are high cost, heavy regulation, loss of control. You're going to have a lot of people buying your shares. You might lose a lot of control over that company. You might not have nearly as much say in the direction of what goes on. It's only viable for select businesses, large companies. IPOs get a lot of attention, but they're very rare for small and mid-sized businesses, usually only an option for businesses with a market capitalization of 100 million or more. While they offer significant growth opportunities, the cost, complexity, and scrutiny make them unrealistic for most owners. So valuing your business. Key drivers of business value. It's financial performance. The core of business value is financial performance. Revenue growth and consistency. Profit margins and cost control. Strong, predictable cash flow. Very important. Also, a difference between profit and cash flow. You can have a lot of profit, but no cash flow, and go out of business. You can be making a lot of money on paper, but if it all leaves and you don't have any cash to pay your bills after, let me put it this way. You can make a lot of revenue and at the end of the month still not have any money in your bank account, which is a problem when you're trying to run a company. There's an analogy that I like to use a lot. Cash is oxygen in a business, and it's very hard to operate when you don't have any oxygen. I got a heavy dose of this in the last company that I had. It's an environmental company. We did a lot of revegetation, erosion control stuff for oil and gas construction, residential. A lot of these bigger companies are net 30, net 45, net 90, which just means you send them the invoice when you're done. They usually don't pay out their invoices for 30 days, 45 days. And on big jobs, you spend $30,000 on supplies for that job. As a small business, you're paying those immediately, most of the time. And then you have to wait 30 days until you get that money. So it creates a bad cash flow issue. Put it that way. So cash flow is extremely important in a business. Clean and transparent financial records, very important. People don't like a lot of muddy financial records when they're trying to look through things. People don't want surprises or things hidden from them. So clean financial records is going to make your business more attractive, drive that business value up. Low debt levels or healthy leverage. Buyers pay for performance, reliable revenue, strong profits, and clean books. They all increase confidence and reduce risk. Without financial strength, even a great business concept struggles to attract top value. So, move on. More key drivers of business value. Customer base and reoccurring revenue. This is a big one. This one makes your company very attractive. If you have reoccurring revenue, you don't have to replace all the customers that you had this month with the same amount and more customers next month in order to be able to grow. You just have to work on keeping the customers you already have while growing more. And when a company can look at your last 12 months trailing revenue, reoccurring revenue, they can somewhat reliably predict what the next 12 months revenue is going to be, as long as they continue to keep those customers, which is very attractive. The customers are the lifeblood of the valuation. diversified customer base reduces dependency risk. Long-term contracts or subscriptions create nice reoccurring revenue income. Higher customer retention shows stability. Strong relationships and brand loyalty all boost that value. A business with one large client is risky. Buyers prefer recurring revenue streams and a diversified customer base because they represent future stability and lower chance of major revenue loss. The management team and operations. The role of leadership and efficiency. Strong experienced management team, a low reliance on owner involvement. So that's what I was talking about earlier. If you are the face of the business and you are responsible for all the business that comes in, people are not going to want to buy that, because when you step away, that business that you generated that was dependent upon your face is now gone. So that will most likely affect the revenue that's coming into that company. If you have documented processes and systems in place, that's also very attractive. And operational efficiency increases profitability, and scalability potential adds strategic value. Sorry, I can't talk. Buyers want to know the company can run without you. A capable team, efficient systems, and scalable operations mean the business isn't dependable on one person, which makes it much more attractive. Intellectual property and competitive advantage. You build a long-term defensive strategy, like a lot of companies that theoretically have a moat around them, make them a lot more attractive, because that industry is hard to get into because the barrier to entry is large. That would be one sort of a defensive strategy among others. But patents, trademarks, copyrights, or proprietary technology creates that moat. Unique products, services, or processes, strong brand reputation and recognition, barriers to entry, and how you differentiate yourself from your competitors. Intellectual property and competitive advantages make your business harder to copy. Buyers pay more for companies that have something unique that competitors can't easily replicate. It's got that moat. Market conditions and industry trends. The bigger picture, market and industry impact, industry growth versus decline, economic climate and interest rates, regulatory environment, competitive landscape and market demand, timing the exit with favorable trends. Even the best run businesses are affected by its environment. Selling during a booming market in a growing industry often means a higher valuation. Timing is critical in exit planning. You could compare that to selling your home during a high interest rate period, where it's going to be a lot harder for people to get loans. Loans are going to be a lot more expensive. Or, and if interest rates are lower, a lot more people are buying homes. Makes your home, a lot more people have access to capital, and a lot more people are buying. There is a lot more demand for your home, which makes your home price go up. That's a good example of that. Maximizing your business value. Maximize your business by growing revenue and profitability, reducing risk through the diversification, over-reliance on one or two clients targeting new customer segments, build long-term contracts or recurring revenue streams, strengthen customer loyalty programs. A diversified customer base reduces vulnerability. Losing one client won't devastate your revenue, which makes the business much more attractive to potential buyers, like we talked about earlier. Optimizing pricing strategies. So you're pricing for profitability. You want to review and adjust your pricing regularly. Use value-based pricing where possible. Monitor competitors and market conditions. And try to bundle as many products and services together for higher margins. Insurance companies try to do this a lot. They will give you a discount for bundling your home insurance with your auto insurance. They'll also give you another discount if you bundle your life insurance. So they're trying to get as many products, get you to buy as many products from them as possible. It increases their profit margins, as well as statistically makes you stay longer with that company, just because most people don't want the hassle of going somewhere else and moving all of their stuff to somebody else. So, bundling your products and services together, good idea. Maximizes your business value. Smart pricing directly impacts profitability. Buyers look for businesses that aren't leaving money on the table, and a sound pricing strategy demonstrates strong financial management. So your legal and structural preparations. You need to review your contracts and agreements. You need contracts and agreements for your products and services. You need to update customer, supplier, and vendor contracts, ensure enforceability and clarity, identify and renegotiate unfavorable terms if you have those anywhere. You maintain organized and accessible records. That's going to be pretty important when they want to come in and look at your different legal and structural organization of the company. Buyers don't want surprises. Clean, updated contracts reduce risk and give confidence that your relationships are legally protected and transferable. So, the exit process, step by step. Assembling your exit team. So once you decide that, hey, I am 5 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from an exit, you need to start looking for an exit team. You're going to probably want mergers and acquisitions broker, advisor, someone who's going to help you find a buyer. Maybe they're always in touch with other companies, maybe private equity, people that may find your business attractive. So you may want to contact a business broker. Depending on what they charge, may or may not be attractive, but it will help. So you're definitely going to want a broker, optional. You're definitely going to want / need an accountant, a CPA. You're going to want some legal counsel because you're going to want to know how to structure the sale, and you want to avoid any kind of legal ramifications as much as possible for you. And you need a financial planner so you can invest your proceeds and live the life that you want to live. So almost a necessity for any size exit. Marketing your business for sale. So you need to, a business broker like an M&A broker, can help you do this. They'd probably do most of it for you, but you are going to pay for it. So you need to create a compelling offering memorandum. It just outlines the key reasons that make your business an appealing acquisition opportunity. Confidentiality agreements. So, do not disclose. That's where your legal counsel comes in. If an individual observes without making a purchase, so they come into your business, look at all your financial records, and delve into your business, maybe see some data that could jeopardize your competitive advantage over your competitors. You need to have some kind of agreement, legal agreement in place that says, if they go in there and they look at everything and they say, I really don't think we're interested at this time, that they can't go down the street to Joe Schmo and say, hey, I've got all this information on Dan's place down the street. If you pay me for it, I'll give it to you. Can't do that. Make sure you have agreements in place. And identifying potential buyers. Consider industry contacts, reach out to them, may even reach out to some rivals or parties who might have some interest in your company. You can utilize business selling brokers, like I said, for finding potential buyers, but know that they will take a percentage of the sale price, or they're going to charge some kind of fee for their services, like anybody. So you found a buyer. What comes next? And I could do an entire class over just this slide, which I may do, but we're going to condense it into these 5 points. So you found a buyer. You need to sign a letter of intent. Just outlines the key deal terms. Your price, structure, timeline. It sets the exclusivity while due diligence occurs, while they're looking through all of your statements and company. You enter the due diligence process. So the buyer is going to go into your company, review all your financials, your operations, your contracts, compliance. You're going to need to provide organized, transparent documentation in this process. It just speeds everything up. And it makes you look good. Negotiate your purchase agreement. You're going to finalize your deal structure. Are you going to get paid out everything up front? Are you getting paid out a little bit now, a little bit next year, a little bit the year after? Do you get paid an upfront amount and then you have to stay in the business for 5 years and you get paid based on how the business does? All that needs to be negotiated in that agreement. Then you plan the transition. Determine your post-sale involvement. Like I said, are you sticking around? Are you the CEO? Are you consulting? Are you training new employees? What is your future role within your company? How is that going down? You need to communicate with key staff and clients at the right time. Create a timeline for a handover. And number 5, close that deal. Execute final documents, transfer ownership, handle tax, payout, and escrow arrangements, celebrate, and plan your next chapter. Enjoy your legacy. So that is my class on the strategic business exiting. So hope you guys enjoyed this class. We'll be making more of them. I may make an entire class just based on this slide alone. So hope you guys enjoy it, got something out of it. Thank you. I'm Weston Priest, financial advisor with Chapelwood Financial Services. Thanks.